the mainstream media. We report, we decide, you sit down, shut up and watch. Good evening, everybody. Hell's Unicorn here once again, and I just wanted to offer a few little pearls of wisdom, as it were, regarding the frustrating task of trying to get fair and accurate media coverage by the villainous MSM, particularly dealing with the Ron Paul campaign, but just in general on other stuff too. During my daily escapades here on the internet, I came across a rather nice, juicy little quote on the Daily Paul by one John Swinton, and he was the head editor of the New York Times back in 1860. This was during the run-up to the Civil War, for all of those out there who are not familiar with this time period. And the quote read as follows. First, a preface. At a banquet in his honor, someone who knew neither the press nor Swinton offered a toast to the independent press. Swinton outraged his colleagues by replying as such, and I quote, "There is no such thing at this date of the world's history in America as an independent press. You know it, and I know it. There is not one of you who dares to write your honest opinions, and if you did, you know beforehand that it would never appear in print. I am paid weekly for keeping my honest opinion out of the paper I am connected with. Others of you are paid similar salaries for similar things, and any of you who would be foolish as to write honest opinions would be out on the streets looking for another job. If I allowed my honest opinions to appear in one issue of my paper, before 24 hours my occupation would be gone. The business of the journalists is to destroy the truth, to lie outright, to pervert, to vilify, to fawn at the feet of mammon, and to sell his country and his race for his daily bread. You know it, and I know it. And what folly is this toasting an independent press? We are the tools and vassals of rich men behind the scenes. We are the jumping jacks. They pull the strings, and we dance. Our talents, our possibilities, and our lives are all the property of other men. We are intellectual prostitutes." Fast forward 150 some odd years, and the same general story is true, my friends. People have often asked me, why don't you concentrate more on the wealthy people pulling the strings from behind rather than the media itself? I simply offer this as a response. When a puppeteer is showing off his marionettes, it might be possible to strike the puppeteer, and thus the puppets become inanimate. But I submit to you that because these particular puppeteers are so well protected, it makes a bit more sense to smash all of his marionettes so he be a puppeteer with no puppets. Hence, he would have no show. The way that you defeat these people is you do not watch them, you do not buy their newspapers, you do not tune into their radio stations, you do not buy from their advertisers. I know everybody says boycotts don't work, and the reason why they don't work is because nobody ever sticks to them. If you want an independent press, you either don't watch the shows and don't buy the products being sold, or if you do buy those products, you buy it by some means other than through the advertisements put on those shows. If we are truly interested in a free country, then we have to free ourselves from a number of different forms of slavery. And one of these is the slavery to the noble lie, as they put it, because all journalists view themselves as being noble, and so thus also their lies tend to be viewed as such. But anyway, just some thoughts on this. Feel free to let me know what you think. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.